do a reading of the monk in the golden tree. Dakota Walker. This is my epic poem. Right. The monk wakes for tea, a treat of natural leaf. Earth and clay built pot spewing across rock and flame, weathered hands removing scalding water, pouring as stream clouds vision, below a chipped yellow leaf, spiraling out of control, atop water of blackened pot, rice brought by traveling monks, greens forged from valleys, nuts from the canopies, removes the leaf, enjoy and relax with tea, a little to eat, shared by the few, proper food for coming journey, a waking dream excites, to reach the golden tree, to reach the trunk, leaves sent by wind, reawakening of our minds, this will be no simple feat, 10 lights by sun, 10 nights of moon, to leave the temple, to step off into the canopies where most monks would never dare, this internal drive I must abide, as the tree calls, few are seen, and far, far from aging sight, bid farewell, leave with a nod, accept parting food, a few supplies. The other monks will not divide my home, this temple, buried into this magnificent, magnificent mountain top. I too will embrace this unwavering mountain grace. To look back is to fall, move forward to see this place once again. This first step into myth, a myth of uncharted land. My mission set to begin. 2. Venture into no human sound. Nothing looks the way I do. Void of footprints, void of waste. The air grows frigid as the day passes. Graze off of the wild plants. Sip water from passing streams. Chewing of roots placates hunger. To keep moving. To reach and hold this tree. Tree of gold, of green, of delicate tea. Empty satchels ready to gain. 3. As the air continues to grow cold, the green continues to seasonally fold. Some leaves begin their descent, rocks slide and collide, collisions across rocks and trunks crash and drop. A stone plops into water, a small stream, nested among the stream, a plot of balanced bank. To rest here for the night, the dried hedge of temple gardens, few twigs and sticks, a small log or two, sparks fly as I clash the palmed stones, a new flame grows, a flame foreign to this land, tucked in this green ravine, fixing of new sticks. To hoist water above the flames, a place for the clay pot to hang, the water begins to sizzle like it did the morning at the temple. Broken leaves of green, nurtured from temple gardens, lay spiraling in the water, natural nuts and greens, delightful for this tree. Overcome by comfort and peace, my pack, where I will rest my head. The evening birds settle, the frogs begin to croak, moonlight rises as I drift to sleep. 4. Wake to feed the fire, ominous bird hoots, the moon covers the sky, ponder the spitting golden leaf. 5. Jarred awake by a small bird, a few sprigs go missing from my kindling. Need to protect, to preserve. As the night disperses, begin to reheat yesterday's tea, nibble on 2-day-old rice cakes. The moisture from the trees and spring water returns life to begin the journey. Day of the sun too, continuing the celestial descent into canopies, gathered from the cliffs. Nothing feels balance as the same. My being here is the only void of balance, sacred place, untouched, never journeyed by humans. Plenty of time to observe, to think, to reflect. Birds, trees, rocks, animals I have never seen appear. This place, a waking dream. I stumble, gather myself, need to collect my pack, rolled away down mountain, embraced by a trunk. Needle-like leaves and tiny cones, this tree is not familiar, not like the trees near the temple, collecting a few twigs and cones, snacking on nuts and fruits, some foraged, some from temple gardens. Once rested, begin to move towards a clearing. To my surprise, a giant boulder, half protruding from the mountain's edge. As I perch, I look for the golden tree. There it is, I can almost feel the tree, still a credible journey. Hardly notice the speck this far away. The winds bend its way, the golden tree. I look down, nearing the edge, Temple Mountain. Soon behind me, when we meet again, gathering my pack, using a solid stick, I continue my descent to reach the edge of Stone Mountain. The keeper of the temple, darkness sees in, as a chill climbs my spine. To begin the day's end, the kindling ignites as the palm rocks spark light. First come the small sticks, medium sticks, the fire is stoked. Rain begins to fall, the earth tints stone. Tonight, I rest in a cave. The air hydrates my skin, brings life to the last rice cake. Only water tonight, gathered by stream during light, weakness quickly fades. Olden walls appear, The once temple simply barren walls, exploring this place a couple days since I left. I begin to wonder, how could this be? The temple is old, the rock walls did not crumble. Gazing around the tracts of land, the golden trees appear. I look up, lo and behold, a golden canopy. A leaf falls, pristine and gold, lines sprawl from its root, gifting a fan of yellow. Could this be what is happening to me? 7. I spring up from my slumber. My head hits the cave top, out with wonder. 8. Slowly I come to my senses. The fire is out. It is still raining at the edge of the cave. A feeling draws my attention. I begin to pull flakes of something brownish red, pulling from my forehead. Maybe I hit my head. The cave top sits low. Begin to wonder the day as the rain lifts. I begin another fire. Toss tree sap to the coals. The aroma soothing. I bind some natural herbs to the gash upon my head. Steam from the tea fills the cave. I pour water over fine golden leaf parts. Begin to recall what must have been a dream. I use a small clay pot. Boiling spring water. Cover after adding rice. A hunger still inside me, a hunger like never before, adding wild greens and roots, bringing rice to life, filling whole once more. I pack the cooked rice, placing it into the covered pot, from hand to pack, plenty of dried rice, herbs, and roots. Gathering myself, I gaze into the canopies. Birds begin to sing. Birds devour fresh flight insects. 9. Surrounded by generations of trees, generations of plants, generations of river-rolled stones. Rushing waters heard, out of sight. I walk the path I feel. No light, no link of sight. From the temple, a golden spot, a growing golden spot. From the boulder, many trees are shedding leaves. Light snow begins to fall. The air is bitter, clean. Winter will come, as it always wills. Beneath a white pine, a clearing appears. At the clashing of stones, fire appears. Not before, cleaning pine needles to burn the cool ground. The mighty pine grove, keeping the dew at bay. First fire, smothered by canopy's mist. As the time passes, the coals swelter, bring back yesterday's rice, pulling different bundled herbs to match the chilling air. Not long until I must sleep, needful rest for my feet. 10. Leaving the white pine grove, as big as a world of its own. 4 suns and 4 moons passed. Animals begin to stir. Moon becoming whole soon. Sleeping becoming difficult. 11. Passing of time. Streams rustling ahead. Stream sound of river. Fresh water running low. River as strong as storm. Sounds bounce off mountain walls. Wide brisk river. Boulders mirror. 300-year-old tree trunks. Iridescent fish catching sun rays. Swimming north to south and south to north. A bird swoops for a listening fish. Punctured. The fish takes a last aerial flop. Dropped from tree's top. Hurriedly, I grab the lost prey. Died in such a natural way. A delicacy for rice, something I rarely eat. 9 passings of the sun, a treat, a sacrifice, this time necessary, as my energies are worn thin. Tonight I sleep, well rested and full. The clashing of the stones ignite the kindling. Pine needles spread the flames. Against the dampened ground, the water bubbles. No herb for the typical tea. Flicker of gold and yellow, drifting along the river's bank. Quick, maybe the fan leaf of mind's delight. Lucky finds a whole leaf, no blemish, no crease, reflective in the setting sun. Placed on tea's water, it appears whole as in my dream. Never seen something so beautiful, so perfect, taste so nourishing, needed energies, added will. A night's rest, maybe tomorrow, across the river, the mother of this tree will guide me. 12. A quick feed, little leftover tea, trousers height past knees, packed tight across upper back, 2 sticks to guide, off to wade, the rippling waters, 1 foot in, frigid, the other foot follows, cool water numbing, gliding from boulder to boulder, lost footing, standing above me. Neck deep, carried away, carried by a mighty current, slamming into grand boulders, bracing last stick, from boulder to land, pulling self towards the bank, chest still pounding. Half the day has passed. Must make fire. I collect self. Air is ice. Slight elevation. Rocky terrain. A dusting of afternoon snow. Warming. Drying. Next to the raging fire. Feeling tired. Begin again tomorrow. 13. The forest floor sprinkled in gold. Nearing aged temple walls. Where are the monks? The tree. Standing above me, the bark is unfocused. The leaves. As the one drifting in the river. 14. I wake to bird calls, like ones I have never heard. Another dream. Wonder if I will find this tree. 15. Using the coals of last night's fire, I heat this leaf, leaf once gold. The taste will linger, my mind begins to clear, setting out to find this one of a kind, golden yellow tree. Of distant sight, in my dreams delight. The fine needles are turning fruit colored as I pass a once foreign tree, now a familiar. Few cones begin to open, stopping to collect the seed. As I journey forward, seeing all the plants journey from their familiar line, similar to the temple's green, simply not the same. Families of plants nourishing the temple. Now the glimmering golden trees, I see gold for the first time, canvassed in the canopy a distance beyond. Approaching a young tree of gold, nearing the tree, remains of an animal lay protruding from the earthen soils, using my hands, removing of the dirt, fertile rich dirt. Seemingly odd in such rugged lands, fair distance from the river now. As I clear away the vines, the soil, smaller rocks, I notice the animal remains are familiar. The remains are human, recovering the skull, placing it at the tree's trunk. Only torso, arms, and head remain, the rest beneath the young golden tree. For years I have wanted to touch this tree, this golden tree. I dust my clothing. The excitement returns, start to climb the tree, looking all around for me, trying to reach the guarded top. No seed to be found, defeated, unable to return to the temple with only a memory. Decide to share the evening with the unknown man. Collecting leaves of gold, the canopy seems not to mind. Pondering his journey, did he die before or after the sprouting of the golden tree? I pack as many leaves as my mind turns and turns, in one of my 3 empty satchels, pulling the last of my rice, bringing water to a bubble, stoking the fire on the wet wooded floor. The flames bounce, ricochet from golden leaf to golden leaf. I end the night in thought, deep thought, sprinkling the pine wax across the glimmering coals, smoke soothing of the mind. 16. Trouble sleeping, thinking of the passing of the monk. The scripts of death wait, the founding of the temples, recollecting a short excerpt about a monk that left, to never return. Could this be that monk? The age of the tree could be similar. The tree seems so young in ways. 17. Stoke the fire. Build a platform frame of golden leaves. Wood. Place the remains. Stoke the fire with dried wood, tree sap. Place his held remains over the blazing flames. Stating my piece, leaning upright against the young golden tree, I finally reach a golden sleep. 18. The fast morning rains pulls me from my sleep. The golden canopy keeps me dry. As the rain lifts, finishing the morning tea, I decide I must carry on. I have come all this way. Seeds are my first feeling of greed. I press forward. The 11th sun begins to shine, starting to feel weak, starting to reflect. Moving away from the temple, uncharted lands, how a missing monk rests only half shown, as if growing from the base of the very tree, the tree I seek. As I continue to wonder, a smell overcomes me, possibly a dead animal, smells of the aftermath of an upset stomach. The only other human is long gone. The winds carry the stench, carrying the horrid smell. I shift against the winds, drawn by the smell. I need to know. Unlike anything before, the smell grows stronger, right before my eyes, witnessing a forest floor of golden leaves. The smell overwhelming. Exhausted from the journey, I fall to my knees. Begin rustling through the golden leaves, a fruit, the origin of the smell, tasting the smallest piece, the tip of my tongue. Hack! Not tasteful. Feeling uneasy, my stomach unleashes, covering the golden forest floor, moving away from my matching spoil scent, drinking water gathered by the now distant river. 19. After a quick rest and a small feed, I begin to remove flesh to save the seed. To my surprise, a perfect tree inside. Some with 3 ridges, many more with 2. Snow begins to fall. The days grow colder, growing darker, clean as many seeds. My 2 satchels bare to hold. Exhausted once more, looking up to see, protruding from the branches. Only explanation is Chi-Chi. Some pillars returning to earth. The sprawling branches are beautiful. Is this the tree I could see from the mountain's top, from the temple, from the boulder? Lost count of the passing moons, passing suns, tree leaves gracing the forest floor. Days prior, a golden globe canopy, minimal time, every leaf fell. I stay beneath the tree, beneath this majestic tree. Leaves refuse to burn against open flames. This tree is powerful, tree of deity, eating last of temple greens. Only nuts left, cooked rice will suffice. Drifting dreams beneath golden canopies. 20. Rest proving difficult, starting to sweat, feeling irritable at best, skin feeling of crawling. Walking too often, sweat soaking earth below. 21. First light takes hold, worry sets in, something foreign to mind, a little water, a few nuts, set back towards the temple, passing hurriedly by the missing monk, his final resting place, still trying to figure, where is the rest, his lower half, beneath the golden tree? Perhaps he ran out of food. Approaching the river, 3-day-old rice seemed all right. Replenish the water, great sight, the river. Quenched is my thirst, rebuilding a prior night's stay, calling it a night. 22. Scratch myself awake, burning hands, burning tongue, eyes are heavy, running hands through the river. Morning light reveal a rash, something wrong from within. Gathering my friends, my reason, crossing the river. Water levels dropped, crossing hurriedly. Decide to gain ground, a quicker pace, something new, must return and grow. The golden tree seeds from distant lands complete the missing monk's story. 23. Days pass, rash spreads. Monks fail to eat, hysteria sets free, struggles to sleep. 24. The 31st passing of the moon, opening his seed satchel, depleted of food, pulls 15 seeds, seeds from mysterious golden tree. Cooks over open flames, covered by earthen pot's lid, enjoying the earthen taste. Heavy snows, falling for the second night, started ascent days before, feels the temple is near. 25. Beginning of eternal rest sets in. As the suns and moons pass, seeds fall from his last meal. Seeds glide, fall down the mountainside, anywhere and everywhere the mountain allows. Seeds taking roots at the passing of time, seeking soil between the stones, falling to the edge of white pine grove. 26. 25 cycles around the sun pass. Scattered trees, seeds grow to unfound heights. The smell carries up the mountain toward the temple's feet. 27. Temple's monks finish their feed, set out to explore the ridge. A day's descent, discovery of boulder, clinched by the mighty stone mountain, climbing and perching on the boulder, one by one, reaching out to touch a golden canopy. A smell ever so overwhelming takes hold. They seek to find the cause. Below the boulder, a golden tree's trunk, a skeleton asleep, the missing monk. 28. Gathering the empty satchels, two seemingly full, the pack carrying of the lost monk's remains, returned to the temple. Upon opening the first satchel, dusty leaf particles catching the blowing winds. In the satchel, a journal, graced in the monk's written word, 2 small human bones. Second satchel, perfectly dried tree nuts. The end.